Once again, I want to turn your attention to why the Catholics use sacred scripture and sacred tradition. Before getting into it fully, let me read you something out of Hebrews 11:35, where it says, women received their dead by resurrection. Some were tortured, refusing to accept release that they might rise again to a better life. That is found in Hebrews 11:35. I wonder if anyone knows where that story actually came from, that the writer to Hebrews would quote it here. Well, for those who are interested, it comes from 2 Maccabees chapter 7. Read it and you'll see the story there where people were tortured and would not deny their faith. So here is a reference in Hebrews that carries us back to 2 Maccabees chapter 7. Very interesting, isn't it? How the New Testament writers would use 2 Maccabees. Now then, I'm going to read you some more things here. First, Matthew 23:2. The scribes and the Pharisees sit on Moses' seat. You can go look at that verse and read the rest of it. Turn your attention to 2 Timothy 3:8, where it says, and Janneus and Jambres opposed Moses, so those men also oppose the truth, men of corrupt minds and counterfeit faith. Also in Acts chapter 20, Paul talks about it being more blessed to give than to receive. What do all these things have in common, you might ask? Those three verses I read, and there's some more I can read. I just stopping with those few. What do those three things, those three verses have in common? None of them are found anywhere in the scripture. Not a one of those quotes are found anywhere in the scripture. They were passed down through oral tradition and relayed to us by the writers of the New Testament. Jude 9, where it says, when the archangel Michael contended with the devil and disputed about the body of Moses, he did not presume to pronounce a revealing judgment upon him, and said, the Lord rebuke thee. What does that have in common with the other verses? There's nothing about this in the Old Testament. So it had to be passed on through oral tradition. It amazes me how the Bible uses oral tradition, but yet when the Catholic Church uses it, people want to say it's not right to do so. Maybe someone can answer why we were given these verses through oral tradition, because they're recorded nowhere else in the scripture. And while you're at it, you might want to let me know about Hebrews 11:35, where they're given an account of what happened in 2 Maccabees chapter 7, one of the books of the Bible that some people don't pay any attention to. Until next time, this has been Godly saying, God bless.